Hey warrior, pause. Just for a second, pause. Put down whatever you were doing before you clicked on this. The to-do list, the worry, the scroll. Just be here for a moment. Now I want to ask you something, and I want you to answer it honestly, not the way you'd answer it if someone was watching. The way you'd answer it at 2 in the morning when it's just you and the ceiling. Are you proud of your life? Not happy, not comfortable, proud. The kind of proud where you look back at the last 5 years and feel like you were actually living, not just moving from one obligation to the next. The kind of proud where the choices you made match the person you believe you are. If the answer is yes, good, stay and sharpen. If the answer is no, or if there's a pause before you answer, stay, because this one is for you. Here's something I've noticed. The older we get, the more complicated that question becomes. When you're 20, you think pride is about achievement, the degree, the job, the relationship, the milestone. But somewhere around 40, 45, 50, the goalposts shift. You start measuring differently. Less by what you have, more by who you've become. Less by what people think of you, more by what you think of yourself when no one's looking. And that shift, that's not a crisis. That's wisdom arriving. The Stoics called it living according to nature, meaning living in alignment with the deepest version of who you actually are. Not the version that performs for others, the real one. And today we're going to talk about how to build toward that version. Deliberately, with intention, starting now, no matter how much time has passed, and no matter how much time is left. Step 1. Decide who you're actually trying to become. Not who you were supposed to be, not who you were 20 years ago when life looked a certain way. Who do you want to be now, with everything you know? This sounds simple. It isn't. Most of us inherited our identity more than we chose it. We became who our families needed us to be, who our jobs shaped us into, who our relationships slowly molded over years. And one day we wake up and look around and think, is this mine? Did I actually choose this? Epictetus asked that question his whole life. He was born into slavery. He had no choice about his circumstances, none. But he made one decision that changed everything. He decided what kind of person he would be on the inside, regardless of what was happening on the outside. His character, his values, his way of responding to the world, that was his, and no one could take it. Now most of us aren't dealing with slavery, but a lot of us are carrying lives that feel like they were designed by someone else. And the Stoic invitation, at any age, is to stop, look honestly, and choose. Who are you building toward? Not someday, right now. Because the moment you make that choice, something shifts. You stop drifting and you start moving with direction. Step 2. Stop needing the world to validate your progress. This is a big one, especially for people who've spent decades building their worth around external approval, around how their career looks to others, around whether their kids are turning out the way people expected, around whether their choices, the marriage, the move, the career change, the thing they walked away from, make sense to the people around them. Here's the Stoic truth that stings a little. The moment you need someone else's approval to feel good about your choices, you've handed them the wheel of your life. And most people who are holding that wheel have no idea what's best for you. Marcus Aurelius wrote it to himself. Stop allowing your mind to be a slave. Stop being pulled here and there. He was the most powerful man in the Roman Empire, and he still had to remind himself every single day not to live for the crowd. Because that pull, the need to be seen, approved, validated, it doesn't care how old you are or how much you've accomplished. It's patient. And the only answer to it is a quiet, consistent decision to build for you. Not for the optics, for the life you actually want to look back on. Step 3. Make peace with the hard parts. Here's something nobody tells you about building a meaningful life. It's not going to feel good the whole time. In fact, Some of the most important building happens in the seasons that feel like falling apart. The loss, the failure, the relationship that ended, the thing you worked for that didn't work out. Those aren't detours from your life, they're part of your life. Seneca wrote that we suffer more in our imagination than in reality. And what he meant was this: a lot of our pain isn't coming from what's actually happening. It's coming from the story we tell ourselves about what it means. This shouldn't have happened. I'm too old to start over. I wasted too many years. It's too late. That story, that's the real weight. The Stoic move is to separate what happened from the meaning you're attaching to it. The marriage ended. That's a fact. My life is over. That's a story. The career didn't go as planned. That's a fact. I'm a failure. That's a story. You're 52 and starting over. That's a fact. It's too late. That's a story. The Stoics were relentless about this distinction, because once you separate the fact from the story, you get your power back. You can't rewrite the fact, but you can choose a different story. Step 4. Return to what you can actually control. If there's one idea at the heart of Stoic philosophy, it's this one. Because at 45, at 50, at 60, you've probably spent a significant portion of your life trying to manage things outside your control. Other people's choices, how your children turned out, what your body started doing without your permission, how the economy moved, how the company restructured, how the relationship changed despite everything you did. And there's a particular exhaustion that comes from that. Not regular tired, soul tired. Epictetus said it clearly: some things are in our power, some things are not. What's in our power? Our choices, our values, how we respond, what we put our energy into. Everything else, not ours to control. That doesn't mean you don't care. It doesn't mean you disengage. It means you stop bleeding your energy into walls and you redirect it toward the one place it actually makes a difference. Yourself, the quality of your attention, the integrity of your choices, the way you show up for the people you love. That's your territory. And when you stay inside it, something remarkable happens. You stop feeling like a victim of your life, and you start feeling like the author of it. Step 5. Build your character like it's the only thing that lasts. Because it is. The house can be lost. The money can go. The title, the status, the body you had at 35. All of it is temporary. But who you are, that compounds. Every honest choice you make today makes it slightly easier to make an honest choice tomorrow. Every time you do the difficult thing with grace, it becomes a little more who you are. Every time you choose integrity over convenience, you're laying a brick in something that no circumstance can knock down. Marcus Aurelius lost children. He governed an empire that was slowly unraveling. He watched people he loved die, and ideals he believed in get corrupted, and he held, not because circumstances were kind, because he had spent years building a man on the inside that could handle what the outside threw at him. That's what you're building toward. A version of you that, when life gets heavy, and it will, doesn't collapse, not because you're invincible, because you're built. Step 6. Live so your past self would be impressed and your future self would be grateful. I want to give you a test. Just 2 questions. First, look back. 5 years, 10 years, wherever feels right. Would that version of you look at who you are today and feel proud? Not envious, not disappointed, proud. Second, look forward. 5 years from now, looking back at this moment, would that version of you be grateful for what you do today? That's it. That's the whole test. Not what do people think of me? Not am I winning compared to someone else? Am I living in a way that both versions of me, past and future, can respect? If yes, keep going. If not, then today is the day to start shifting. Because here's the thing about getting older that nobody tells you when you're young. Every day is a brick. You don't get to decide whether you're building. You're always building. The only question is what? Let me bring this home. The Stoic Blueprint for a life you're proud of isn't about perfection. It's not about having the right circumstances or the ideal starting point. It's not about what you should have done differently. It's about deciding, right now, with the life you have, who you want to be, and having the courage to build toward that person every single day. Decide who you're becoming. Build without needing applause. Make peace with the hard seasons. Return to what you can control. Build your character like it's the only foundation that lasts, because it is. And live so both versions of you are proud of the one in the middle. That's not a small thing. That's a whole life. And you still have time to build it. Endure, adapt, overcome.